on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In tonight's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make these really sweet infinity halo lights. Alright, so before we hop in today's video, guys, I just want to say that all of this you can order on Amazon. I will have the link in the description below. It's just super easy, really cool, and what's super convenient is they fit in the 99-04 Cobra fog light bezels, because you have to get a separate piece for a Cobra bumper to fit fog lights. And if you get everything in 4-inch diameter, like this is a 4-inch diameter halo, a 4-inch diameter mirror. The other piece of the mirror I was not able to get in just 4 inches. I had to get an actual sheet of it, but it's fine. You just cut it. You're going to need a 4-inch diameter mirror, or whatever you're using it for. These are actually really famous for the guy who had it as taillights for his R32 Skyline. I don't know what diameter that is, but that's where this trend originally blew up on. And then actually I saw a TikTok that showed how to make this. If I can find the link to the original video, I will put it in the description below. If not, just know I don't take credit for these instructions. I just saw this on TikTok and figured it would be a very good instructional video. First thing you're gonna need is wire strippers, wire cutters. You're going to need some butt connectors, a lighter, some adhesive, clear adhesive, electrical tape, some sort of cutting tool. I'm going to be using my Dremel, a Sharpie, and then you're going to need one way mirror, or basically a normal mirror, whatever diameter of your choosing for whatever application you're gonna do. You can build this as big as you want or as small as you want. Like I said, for Cobra fog lights, they're 4 inches. The total diameter is like 4.1 or 4.2 inches. So with it being 4 inches flat, when it goes in there, it seats really nice and snug. So 4-inch normal mirror, and then a 4-inch one-way or two-way mirror. I've heard it be called both things, but pretty much it's a transparent mirror. You still see your reflection, but you can see through it at the same time, and that's how you get that like infinity effect. And then a halo, whatever color you guys want. I'm doing yellow, and what's nice about these is, one, they already have adhesive on the back, but also it's just a simple red and black connection. You can get fancy ones that do different patterns, that change colors. These are basic, just flat out yellow halos. And then last but not least, I didn't want to do any like splicing into my wiring harness, so I was able to get these connectors, and these hook right up to the stock fog light plug. So that worked out in my favor. I got a 4-pack of these, 2 extra, I guess, just in case if I ever need them. But like I said, guys, you can get all of this on Amazon. Links in the description. Real quick, another thing about these halos, they have these little like push tab things. It's supposed to seat into something, but we don't need those. Those are going to be in the way. So whatever you guys prefer, your method of removal. I was just going to take my cutting disc. Oh, there goes my safety glasses. I was just going to take this cutting disc and just run it like that and flatten it out. Try not to cut into the adhesive. So, and you're definitely going to need safety glasses. Not so much for this, but for cutting that mirror, because that stuff flies and goes everywhere. Now that we got all that sanded down, we can move on to our next step, which is tracing a circle and cutting it. We traced our circle, we can begin cutting. Now that we got this done, we can move on to our next step. That's taking our one-sided mirror, or our normal mirror, I should say. I don't know, one-sided, two-sided. We'll just call this a one-sided mirror, and this the normal mirror. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take your halo, and ours came with sticky adhesive on the back. So we're going to peel that off, and then we're going to mate it to the surface. Try to get it as square as possible. And then just like that. Stick it down. I'm gonna flip this upside down here and like get like a rock or something and set it on here. So this has a film on it. Right now, like if you look at this, it'd be a normal mirror. And then you have a film. You're gonna wanna make sure that your film ends up on top. One, because if you're like me, you have a Sharpie that you use to trace your circle. But also for some reason, the side with the film has less mirroring on your end and more mirroring on that end, which helps create that nice infinity effect. So this is about dry now. We are going to take our adhesive here. I am using Seal All. It doesn't really matter. You could use Flex Seal for all I care. Ignore that. But you want to knead it, especially if you haven't used it in a while. And then we're just going to take a nice thin bead, or thin strip all the way. Doesn't have to be nothing super crazy, just a little something something. And from there, before it dries on us, we are going to made it like that. Boom, just like that. And then from here, you guys can do any trimming you want to shape it up any better. I always recommend making this bigger so that way you don't accidentally make it too small. Because this sheet, it's not horribly expensive. And also I got a good deal. I got like the open box deal because I guess someone ordered this and one of the corners was nicked up. So they returned it. So I got it for a discounted price. But like, if you go through it, you know, they also took a minute to come in. So you're going to be, you know, waiting. Unless you know a store that sells this stuff. I don't. So if you do, props to you. But I always recommend making it bigger so that way you have room for error. Yeah, that adhesive dried pretty quick. Okay, so now we can move on to the actual electrical wiring part. Like I said, you're gonna need some butt connectors, some electrical tape, cutters and strippers, and your like harness connection or whatever your preferred method is, or just use the bare wires, up to you. So first we're gonna have to strip these in order to have them work with the butt connectors here. So let me get this stripped real quick and then we will go from there. So for our fog lights, you're gonna wanna strip both your like light bulb connection, I should say, and you're gonna wanna strip this. It's better to have extra bare wire. I mean, obviously not like a crazy amount, but like it's better to have extra than not have enough and then have a faulty connection or have your light flicker on and off. So just make sure that you are really, I mean, plus you have plenty of spare wire in case you mess up. Roughly a centimeter stripped down. So we can take our butt connector, and I would recommend doing the big side first just because it's easier. Just gonna twist, put it in there just like so, and then crimp it. Just like that. Then we're just gonna take our small end, put it in there as far as it goes, and crimp, and just give it a light little tug just to make sure it's not gonna go anywhere. Now from here, we're going to crimp the rest of it to ensure that nothing is going to go anywhere. I'm lightly pulling on it, neither of them are moving, so now we're gonna repeat the same with the negative side. We got them both crimped. Now, before we wrap it in electrical tape, because doing this, you might expose a little bit of bare metal, And we don't want that to lead to corrosion or to touch the body of the car or to touch wires or anything. So we're gonna wrap it in electrical tape, but before we do, we need to shrink this up so it grips the wire. That is another way to prevent corrosion and to ensure a long-lasting connection between the two. So just take a standard Bic lighter and just run heat underneath it and you'll watch it shrink. Be careful to not burn it or burn the wires. And there we have it. I accidentally burned it a little bit. It's supposed to turn out like this, a nice gray, not black, but it's fine. We're gonna wrap the whole thing in electrical tape anyways, so it'll be good as long as it's shrunk down to the wire and it's nice and secure. Both are wrapped in electrical tape. Both were heated up. Now the final verdict, the moment of truth. Let's come over here. And I've noticed with these plugs, these prongs are a little wacky. So you gotta kinda take like a pocket knife or like your fingernail and sort of bend them a little bit. And especially when you're hooking it up to this, you're gonna kinda wanna shimmy it like that. But I literally, oh, well, that's cool, I guess. So that prong just came out. You have your finished product. Let's peel this layer off and look at that. God, that looks so good. And see, now from here, you can fit this into your bezel. I'm probably just gonna end up putting like adhesive around and just pushing it in, which is another con, or a pro I should say, of making this outer ring bigger so it sits in at like an angle, because these kind of angle in, so it works out perfect. Alright guys, that is actually gonna wrap it up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. As always, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this with your friends, your family. Help me grow NYA Cars into something amazing. I have big things coming for this, guys. Stay tuned.